Chelsea. Only 2 wins from the opening 5 games. Tuchel, not for the first time. Interesting. In the pitch and the tone of what he was saying afterwards.
Soft defending. What stops that? Pure mentality. Stop it by pure mentality. Stop it with defending mentality. There is no superiority for the opponent. There is no need to give shots away. There is no need. Just toughen up and as a team and show different mentality. This is today my assessment. I don't like to talk about it normally because it is like a bit, you cannot prove it with a data and with a body position or like with a tactical position in the field, but it's like this. You described it. Both goals are cheap goals, soft goals, and should not happen if you expect to win a Premier League match in the evening in a away stadium. You need to be tougher than that.
All right, so he's hitting out at his players at the end of that, Danny. And yet, in your well-read newspaper column at the weekend, Mr. Murphy, you still say that Chelsea, according to you, will be closer to both Liverpool and Manchester City than last season.
Well, I think that was a fair assumption to make, considering last season they finished 19 points behind. And they're having a real go in the market. I think the reaction to beat Leicester with 10 men was a great reaction after a poor performance at Leeds.
No, but you mean that Chelsea will challenge the big two? Not that they'll cut the 19-point gap. They'll challenge them.
Cut the gap. I never said they'd overtake them. Not challenge them. They'll get closer. I still think they will. I still think they'll finish closer than 19 points.
And what's the evidence of that, though?
Well, what their intention in the market.
They're miles off it at the moment.
Okay. But that argument is really kind of how long is a piece of string?
Exactly.
How short is that piece of string? So that's a sort of non-statement. So if they get 18 points nearer, then that's a...
No, as in...
You're a bit more insightful than that. You have a bit more balls than that. You didn't mean there'll be 17 points closer.
No, I didn't, no.
You meant they'll be giving them a run for their money.
I meant I would... Yeah, my feeling when I said it was that a third of the season or a quarter of the season to go, they won't be out of it. They'll still be somewhere near. I still think they can, but they've given themselves a hell of a mountain to climb, losing 2 of your first five, is it? They played 5?
Yeah.
It'll help getting Fofana in. He's a terrific player. Koulibaly's taken a little while to settle, so he'll obviously come in and help that. I think they'll go back to a 3. I don't think they look as compact when they play a 4. He does tweak that at the moment. He's trying to find his best system. And of course, in the middle of the park, they've got some injuries. But I still don't think they're finished in the market. I still think there'll be 1 or 2 going in. And that's why we can sit here all day and talk about who's going to do what, who's going to go compete, who's going to go down. The market's still got a couple of... There's going to be some movement. And it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea bring in a striker.
I know, but at this stage in the proceedings, we're not talking panic buys. I mean, it's always said the wisdom is get your business done early.
Well, Simon will know more than this than me, but my feeling
Probably
is...
not.
No, my feeling is that some signings can only happen when others have happened previously. So you might want to target, and you've targeted him for 6 weeks, 2 months, but you can't get him till they've filled the gap he's going to leave, for example. Would that be fair, Simon?
The law of averages tells you that you get your business done early because you end up paying the price that you want to pay.
Yeah.
What you then do, and no one seems to be concerned at Chelsea what the prices that they're paying. So if they buy now, it doesn't mean it's a panic buy. It means that they're paying inflated prices for the same player they might have tried to buy earlier in the window. So I don't take that away. What I take away from the conversation yesterday is a manager calling players, predominantly players that he signed, soft. That's an interesting one.
Yes.
Because I wonder who he's talking about. Is he talking about Cucurella? Is he talking about Koulibaly? Is he talking about Thiago? These are all players that he brought to the football club.
That's a point. Great
so it's
point.
an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone would particularly appreciate. It's one of those terminologies that footballers don't like to hear about themselves, along the same lines as you're cheating or something of that nature, because it means you're not up for the task. It's his job to make sure these players that he signs and recommends to the board are capable of meeting the challenges of Southampton.
I'll tell you what does...
And Leeds.
The one bit of criticism I could say is that when you look at... OK, there's been some complaints and bad luck, really, in losing your midfield players. But if you're going to go and spend 60+ million on a full-back stroke wing-back, when you've already got Chilwell, who's an international top quality, I know he's got his injury, and you've also got Alonso, who's a Premier League winner. So you've got 2 players covering that and are both capable of playing left wing-back. And you go and buy one for 60+ million while leaving yourself short in the middle of the pitch and the striking department. That seems strange.
Yes.
I didn't get that one. I still don't get it. It's not a slant on Cucurella. He's a good player. But it's not a necessity.
Well, this is
You're better using that, putting another 50 and getting Declan Rice.
So, Simon, is the scrutiny on Tuchel more or less heightened under the Bully regime compared to the Abramovich era?
No. I think that's the exact opposite applies.
Yeah.
I think if he'd be inside the Abramovich regime now, he'd be under pressure. Because I think that they would not tolerate the season they had last year, albeit they got very close, but they came away with nothing, and people have come away with more and gotten fired. So I think he's actually going to get the benefit of the Bowley regime, because I think there's a pattern emerging here. I am a Tuchel fan, but the shine is coming off a little bit, and it does with all of us. And I think he's disappearing back to a form that we saw at PSG, which is blaming others, unhappy with his lot. Chelsea have nothing to be unhappy with. Nothing about Roman Abramovich's departure affected one iota of Chelsea players unless they allowed it to and wanted it to, and to use it as an excuse. Nothing stopped them from buying in the transfer market. The deal was done when they said it would do it by May the 31st. They've been able to buy what they want, when they want, how they want. You can build up a narrative amongst the football mafia that Bowley doesn't know what he's doing. The only reason he doesn't know what he's doing is he doesn't know the value of something. He knows the price of everything, the value of nothing. And that's something you learn in business and in life, right? So he'll learn that people can pull his pants down like Paul did last week at Brighton, because they saw that Chelsea had a particular degree of ardour for getting
just quickly
player.
though, I think we have to mention Southampton's performance. Man U and Chelsea, they've played brilliant in both. Unlucky, it shouldn't have lost to Man U. And the two performances of the young lads, Lavia, the lad they got from City, and Bella Kotchup, the lad who the centre half who they got on us from a steal. What a player!
Well, do you know what, Danny? That's a good point you make. And as opposed to just a passing comment, we'll do that after the break. I think you're absolutely right. We should concentrate on Southampton, where they're going under Hasenhüttl, because you've had a fair bit to say about Hasenhüttl. Many people have, Simon. Not least you didn't like him bursting into tears when they beat Liverpool.
Well, how can nobody likes that.
But having said that, he deserves a fair bit of attention this morning, and the right kind of attention for what they are doing down there. But on Chelsea fans, Tuchel having a pop at some of the players. Simon makes a great point. They're his players. They're the players that he brought in. So he's having a pop at them this early in the season. Danny says they'll be fine. But will you be fine? 03717 223344 81089.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.